Follow along, Catholic Pilgrims, as we follow French Doctor of the Church, St. Francis de Sales, through his book, Introduction to the Devout Life. Tune in as we read through this practical guide for living out the Catholic faith well. Welcome, Catholic Pilgrims, to another day where we are learning about resisting temptations. Today, though, St. Francis is talking about resisting small ones. Last time we talked about resisting great ones. It's another short reading today. And lately, we've had a few quick and concise readings, so let's just go ahead and jump on in and open our books to chapter 8 of the fourth part. Chapter 8. The importance of resisting small temptations. Although we must struggle with invincible fortitude against great temptations, and the victories obtained over such are most useful, yet on the whole we gain more by struggling against the lesser temptations which assault us. For although the greater are of a more important nature, the number of lesser temptations is so much more considerable that the victory over them is worthy to be measured against that over those which are greater but rarer. Doubtless bears and wolves are more dangerous than flies, but they do not cause us so much annoyance and irritation, and consequently do not try our patience as much. It is an easy thing to abstain from murder, but it is very difficult to avoid those angry outbursts which are incessantly aroused within us. It is an easy thing to abstain from adultery, but it is not so easy to be wholly and ceaselessly pure in word, look, thought, and deed. An easy matter not to steal what belongs to another, but harder never to long after and covet it. Easy not to bear legal false witness, but hard never to tell lies in our ordinary conversation. Easy never to be drunk, but hard to be always perfectly temperate. Easy never to desire any man's death, but hard never to desire what will injure him. Easy to avoid open defamation, hard not to indulge in disdain. In short, these lesser temptations, anger, suspicion, jealousy, envy, levity, folly, vanity, deception, affectation, artifice, impure thoughts, are the continual trials of the most fervent and devout persons. Wherefore we must prepare to resist them with the utmost care and diligence, assured that in proportion to our victories over these petty foes will be the number of jewels in that crown of glory which God makes ready for us in paradise. Therefore, whilst we are prepared to contend bravely and well against great temptations whensoever they assail us, let us in the meanwhile be diligent in resisting these lesser, more trifling attacks. I was telling my son the other day while teaching him religion that it is possible for a person to go their whole life without committing a mortal sin. We know that to commit a mortal sin, the sin has to be grave, we have to know that it is grave, and we have to willingly consent to committing it. With those stipulations, it is possible. With venial sin, no. But with mortal sin, yes, we can go our whole lives without committing one. One thing we like to do as humans, though, is set a low bar for ourselves. We think ourselves good people because most of us are not murderers, most of us are not rapists, most of us are not robbers. St. Francis goes through a list of mortal sins that are actually not that hard to abstain from. It's not hard to not kill somebody. Since most of us don't regularly commit mortal sins, we tend to think of ourselves as doing pretty good or in the clear. But if we love God and our neighbors, we should be striving to fight away temptations to commit venial sins. Like St. Francis explains, we may not murder anyone, but we can let our anger get the best of us. We may not commit adultery, but we can lust after others. We may not rob people, but we can covet their goods. We may not miss Mass on Sunday, but we can show up and just go through the motions. We also know that the more we give in to little temptations and then go on to commit venial sins, the harder it becomes to stave off the greater temptations and thereby stave off committing mortal sins. So let us take St. Francis's words to heart when he says, quote, "Therefore, whilst we are prepared to contend bravely and well against great temptations whensoever they assail us, Let us in the meanwhile be diligent in resisting these lesser, more trifling attacks." Unquote. That is all for today, Catholic Pilgrims. I look forward to having you join me again soon. And until then, live the faith boldly and travel well.